So we're into the speculative time of the season. We really are. And it's a fun time of the season. So I want you guys to play along with me. So last night I did my latest and last Vegas Golden Knights draft. And all, Ducks fans, rightfully so, said Silverberg. So I used Cap Friendly's Auto Protect tool. I was like, all right, I'm going to use the Auto Protect tool. Now, TSN has one that's better. TSN has a Golden Knights one where they've basically got the inside track on who's going to be protected on every team. Then I put together a new team, and I'm like, this might be better than the one I put together last night. So I wrote it all on my little whiteboard, and I'm like, I'm going to post this. And I thought, no. Because a lot of these guys aren't going to be available. But who do they go to? You're talking about a lot of trades between now and June 19th and 20th. And before anybody asks, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, or Vegas Golden Knights, I don't really care what they're called, the Vegas Golden Knights have announced that they will present their expansion choices on June 21st. It'll be this big push, and then, of course, the draft is, I believe, on the 23rd. This is a big push, and I think it's going to be fun because there's a lot of guys available who could be Vegas bound, and really it's quite the team they could put together. The thing is, every team is going to, for minus a few, they're all going to be jockeying to get rid of some guys who they can't protect. Now, on TSN's website, Frank Saravelli posted a top 30 trade bait board based specifically on the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas wants. Minnesota, last time I checked, Jason Zucker, Matt Dumba, Marco Scandella, these guys could all potentially be available, and it's not going to be easy. And Jonas Brodin's another one. So the question then becomes, can they get rid of some of these guys, and what can they get back? So the top 30 trade bait board, number one, he's got Sami Vatanen of Anaheim. And in Anaheim, there's a lot of play here. Yes, if Kevin Bieksa waives his no movement clause, he becomes exposed. He's not going anywhere. But then Vatanen is exposed. And you're in trouble in terms of losing a defenseman who I really think Vatanen's a very good defenseman. And I think he's somewhat underrated by some. Number 2 on the list, Jonas Brodin. Number 3, Matt Dumba. This same situation, Minnesota. 2 young defensemen here who are exposed in the expansion draft. And it is not easy to replace these guys, so you might as well look at a deal to move one of these guys out. But again, who do you move them to? I would think Montreal would be a natural landing spot for one of these defensemen. I know Bulya is going to be exposed. They could protect Jordy Ben, who I drafted last night. But if you have a choice between protecting Jordy Ben or going to Minnesota and acquiring a Matt Dumba or a Jonas Brodin, you'd be insane not to acquire one of those guys. Dumba especially. I think Dumba is going to be a really good power play point man. And I love Jordy Ben. He's amazing. He's not a power play point man. Number 4 on the list, Matt Duchene. Duchene's going to be on every list. I've gone through this to death. Number 5, Travis Hamonic. I can't see Vegas taking him because Pulock is going to be exposed, and I think he has more upside. And I think Hamonic's been very vocal and verbal about where he wants to play, and I think Vegas will respect that. 6, Jordan Eberle. I think they want Eberle to go to Vegas. I think they want control over where he goes. But we'll see. 7, Tyson Barrie in Colorado. 8, Boone Jenner in Columbus. I kept seeing him as exposed. And apparently, he'd be exposed. Boone Jenner could potentially be a 30-goal scorer. And on an expansion team where he's going to get all the ice time and all the special teams time in the world, that's crazy. Number 9, Alex Killorn of Tampa. High ticket price. But Vegas has all the cap space in the world. And Killorn is a guy who, when Tampa needs a key goal, often comes up with that goal. 10, Marc-Andre Fleury, for obvious reasons, is on the trade market. 11, Ilya Kovalchuk. Again, obvious reasons, is on the trade market. I don't think Kovalchuk's return is going to be as impactful as some people think it will be. He's not a prime player anymore, but we'll see. Number 12 is Calvin DeHaan of the Islanders. That's more along the lines of somebody I could see Vegas taking. DeHaan would make sense. Number 13 is Cal Yarncroke of Nashville. I don't see any way that Nashville doesn't lose Yarncroke. I don't. Unless somebody in the NHL says, we'll give you this for him, and then they protect him and expose somebody else. 14, Philip Grubauer in Washington. Number 15, Antti Raanta for the Rangers. It would be very, very difficult for the Rangers to find a partner, I think, right now for Raanta. Although, having said that, I could see Vancouver picking up Raanta and exposing Markstrom. Probably rightfully thinking Markstrom's not going to get picked up at his ticket price. And they get 1 year of Raanta at $1.1 million, which would be a steal. Because Ranta's a damn good goaltender. I'm just using that as an example. Calgary's another one that maybe could make a deal for Raanta. And it would be a shame for the Rangers if they lose him. And I don't think you can park him with a team and then trade back for him after the expansion draft. That's something that teams did before previous expansion drafts, and I don't think the NHL allows it anymore. You don't want to lose Raanta? Fine, we'll take Raanta. After the expansion draft, he's still with us. We'll trade him back to you for X player. I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore. Andrew Kopp in Winnipeg, Joel Armia in Winnipeg are 16 and 17. I think Armia makes more sense. I think he has more upside. Andre Schuster out of Tampa. William Karlsson out of Columbus. Jonathan Drouin at 20 for Tampa. He's on that trade list because Tampa's got cap issues. As I said in a video recently, I think they're overblown. And I do think that Yzerman can get under the cap. Do I think everything Yzerman does is perfect? No. But I think he's one of the best GMs in the league. Brendan Dillon out of San Jose. I love Brendan Dillon. Vegas would be smart to pick him up. And there's Ryan Pulock at 22. Tyler Johnson at 23. Again, that's the restricted free agent deal. Colton Sissons at 24 out of Nashville. He's provided key goals during the playoffs. He could be a value addition. Nathan Beaulieu is at 25. I don't think Montreal would get a lot for Beaulieu. I don't know that there's very many teams that are going to be willing to pick him up to expose somebody else on their roster. 26, Braden Shen. 27, Cody Eakin out of Dallas. I don't think he's getting anything back for Dallas if he gets traded. And I don't think he's of interest to Vegas. 28, Jimmy Hayes, Boston. This is definitely that he's just on the trade market. 29, Yuri Laterra, St. Louis. Same. 30, Nathan McKinnon, Colorado. The only reason I can see Nathan McKinnon being on this list is to get people talking. I can't actually see Colorado trading McKinnon. McKinnon's not a guy who has the market value right now to justify trading. You just don't trade a guy who is potentially your franchise just because he's got a high ticket price or he's not putting up the kind of points you envisioned when you drafted him. It's a dangerous game to get into. But we'll see. So now outside of that board or inside of that board, who moves? What do they get back? Do a lot of these guys just end up staying and teams hold their breath and hope that players get through? Like Minnesota, you've got Zucker, you've got Dumba, you've got Brodin. They didn't even have Scandella on that list. I think Scandella's attractive to an expansion team too. What do? You can't bury all of them. And if you manage to trade away two of them, what are you getting back? The other problem is I've been getting asked to do a mock entry draft. Fine. The problem is every draft pick from 3 through 31 is on the board. We don't know who's going to get traded. We don't know who's going to get drafted because part of the deals I'm talking about here is going to involve first-round draft picks. And there's first-round draft picks that are going to Vegas in exchange for not drafting certain people. It is impossible to completely predict it. I did that mock Vegas thing last night is just for fun. Right now, we're in a spot where I don't think anybody really 100% knows where players are going to be on June 20th, then on June 23rd during the entry draft, or on July 1st when we start doing free agency. It is going to be fascinating. I think it's going to be the most player movement we've seen in years. And I love player movement. And I would love to see hockey trades come out of this. I love hockey trades. Not the rentals and the cap dumps and all the stuff we normally see, but actual player-for-player hockey trades. You guys need this. We need this. Okay, we'll switch out our strengths. That helps you. That helps us. Good. Hopefully, with the expansion draft, that starts happening. We're a team that's accumulated a lot of really good defensemen. Says, you guys have a lot of forwards. You got one you can't protect in a forward. We've got a defenseman we can't protect we want to. There's our trade. That's a hockey trade. It's expansion draft related, but it's a hockey trade, and I really love hockey trades. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, and thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.